For several nights, a strong pitbull with dark fur refused to leave the child's room. He ignored his owner's commands, rejected treats, and remained motionless next to the crib, as if on guard. At first, the parents thought this behavior was strange but harmless. However, one quiet night, the dog suddenly tensed and stared at the window. After reviewing the recordings from the monitor, they realized what was happening and called the police in horror. John and Claire always checked their daughter's room before bed, but that night they stopped in the hallway. Their 4-year-old Pitbull lay next to the crib, which was unusual. Normally, he stayed with them in the living room until the baby fell asleep, and then he would settle on his bed. But that night, he refused to leave the room. His eyes were fixed on the sleeping girl, his breathing steady. John gently called the dog, but he did not respond. Claire tried to get his attention with a treat, but the Pitbull remained unresponsive. They decided to leave things as they were. Perhaps it was a protective instinct. Several nights passed, and Musa's behavior did not change. Each time they put the baby to bed, he lay down next to her, as if this had become his new spot. Claire watched the bond between her daughter and the dog with tenderness, dreaming of a complete family. After long attempts to have a child, they finally became parents. During a visit to the shelter, John met Musa, who became an important part of their family. However, over time, Musa began to change. He became quiet, lost his appetite, and looked distant. Concerned owners took him to the vet, where he was diagnosed with cancer. This was a shock for them, but they decided not to give up on him. A long battle with the illness began, and after weeks, Musa defeated cancer but lost his voice. Claire felt pain, but the main thing was that he was still with them. Musa's recovery was not just physical. He became less energetic, and Claire noticed that something had changed. But soon, something unexpected happened. She learned that she was pregnant. This news brought joy, and Musa seemed to sense the changes. He began to follow Claire around the house, watching her closely. When Claire gave birth to a daughter, Musa's transformation became evident. He quickly bonded with the newborn girl, guarding her. However, Claire soon began to worry about Musa's behavior. She decided to take precautions but soon relaxed when his behavior changed. But one night, John noticed that Musa was acting strangely. He decided to check on the dog and felt the tension in the room. Claire picked up their daughter, and they decided to take Musa to a behavior specialist. In the morning, while reviewing the recordings from the monitor, they saw how Musa reacted to something outside the window. At first, it seemed like ordinary behavior, but soon they realized he was protecting their daughter from a real threat. The police, after reviewing the footage, discovered that someone was watching their house from outside. This person was linked to a series of child abductions. Claire and John realized that if it weren't for Musa, their daughter could have become a victim. After the kidnapper was arrested, the family decided to move to another city, as the fear was too great. In their new home, Musa became calmer, and Claire felt relief. The girl grew up alongside her protector, and Claire thanked fate for trusting her instincts. Musa became a true hero who not only saved their daughter but also prevented the sorrow of other parents.